Here's a principle that'll transform your mental outlook. Always have your next vacation planned. I had a mentor tell me this one time, and what he was getting at was this fact that we are all hope shaped people. That's part of how God designed us, that God has put eternity on the hearts of men, says the book of Ecclesiastes. But also, we're programmed to look forward to the return of Christ. That's part of how we are designed. It's part of how God made us, that we are future thinking, forward looking people. And so I think always having your next vacation planned has been a tool in my tool belt that really has shaped the culture of my household and even shaped the culture of my heart, that there's always a little light at the end of the tunnel. Now, you can get more granular with that in different ways, like always have your next date night planned, always have a reservation on the calendar, always have a take the kids out of school day planned. And I don't think you need to do these things every single week and all the time, but I do think a little bit of prayerful, creative planning, like maybe 5 minutes when you're thinking about your marriage. Always have your next date night planned, or maybe always have the next 2 or 3 date nights planned, depending on what your babysitter situation is like or what your kid's situation is like. But having something to look forward to, a natural point of relief, a natural point of relaxation, a natural point of reconnection for you and your wife, for your household, is a big deal. And so one of the first things we do, the first week we get back from vacation, is we plan our next vacation. Because even if it's not for 12 months, even if it's not for 9 months, having it on the calendar kind of takes away one of the biggest variables or the biggest interruptions to getting vacations, which is getting it scheduled, getting it on the calendar, starting to say no to the right things so you can say yes to those things, getting babysitting coordinated, getting reservation made for dinner, getting some type of forethought sought out. Now, I do think as husbands and as fathers, we are to be the CEO of fun in the house, or the CFO, the chief fun officer. And that's not just about fun and games all the time, but it's also about creative planning, making sure you're carving out the right space on the calendar that's going to create the culture of warmth and celebration and rest that's going to be good for your family. Now, that on the one hand is already done for you by observing the Sabbath, having a day of rest for you and your household. That also looks different in different contexts. If you're a fireman, you can't have a predictable situation like that because every 3 days you're on shift. If you work swing shifts, so it's going to be different. So every household is different, but whatever that looks like, a natural rhythm of weekly rest, of weekly reconnection, maybe a monthly rhythm of a date night or a time away from the kids where you and your wife can just think deep thoughts and have deep feelings for each other, an annual or semi-annual vacation that you get planned. We are certainly hope-shaped people. And I think every moment we spend not having something to look forward to, even in this life, is a moment that we could have had levity and lightness to it that we're taking away from ourselves. So plan your next vacation, plan your next date night. It doesn't take much, 5 to 10 minutes of creative planning, and you'll notice how your disposition and outlook changes even when you're going through dreary, monotonous tasks.